Greetings, comic friends. I'm back with another CGC box opening. I have 3 boxes that span 3 tiers, 2 magazine tiers. One has a number of magazines, like 6, 7, 8, something around there, and the other one has 1 in there. It's a higher tier, and then I have what I think are mostly like Silver Age things. These are a mix of different customers' books. I was able to send a bunch in together to save them all a little bit on shipping. I may have 1 or 2 books in here that are my own. I can't quite remember, but we'll just jump right into it. I have not seen the grade yet. I have opened all 3 boxes, and just so I'm not playing with the knife when on the video. But I'm going to start with the bigger box of magazine boxes. I'll do the magazine of 1, and Wendigo's going to come help us too. Hey, girl. And then I'll do the Silver Age stuff. So, all right. Oh. Well, right off the bat, it's not the greatest start. First magazine has a purple label. And I guess this is, I saw the grade already because it's facing up, unfortunately. But it is a purple label. It is Raphael #1, the first appearance of Casey Jones. Restoration includes small amount of color touch on cover. I don't see it, but it is. I'm guessing it's somewhere on the border on that black, which makes it hard to see. It seems like it's a weird thing for this to be color touched because there's so much, like you can see, there's a lot of color breaking on the spine. So why would they color touch a little bit of something else but not that? That seems odd. So I'm going to have to look over this with, under magnification or with a black light. But obviously it wasn't apparent when I worked on it. It's definitely not apparent now. That's a bummer. Hopefully that's the only one of those. The other ones don't come from the same. There's another one in here from the same customer, but it didn't come from the same collection. So hopefully this is the only one. It did get an 8 though, so it's slight C1, which I think is the lowest amount of restored you can have, which I suppose is good, but it still gets that purple label. That's a bummer. That's a bummer. Always hate to see those purple labels and green labels. All right, so this is actually their other book, same customer's other book. I think that they only had these 2 in here. Marvel Comics Super Special. It's the Kiss, book. This isn't great. I do recall from working on it that there was some issues with the staples, it was loose. At the very least, it was loose. And there's just a number of little things around the border and whatnot. 6. Yeah. I could see this. I guess as it presents, it'd probably be a 7. But with those loose, whatever's going on with the staples, 6 probably isn't terribly inaccurate. Cardboard. I'm trying my best not to look at these because they're all face up. All right, we have a TMNT number 2. This is second printing, so it's the first April O'Neil. 9.2, that's not bad. These early TMNT books, especially when they're bigger, the first 4 issues, I think it's really tough to get in these higher grades because they didn't fit with other books. If someone was really good about storing their normal comics and in bags and boards and boxes and whatnot, there wasn't necessarily great ways to store bigger books like this, so they got stored however. So getting these in higher grades, I think, is always impressive. So here is this TMNT number 1 third print, I believe. Third printing, yes. 9.2. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Yeah, that they're gonna be happy with that. More cardboard. Okay, I think the rest are TMNT stuff. So TMNT number 4. Nothing significant about it other than it's TMNT number 4 first print. An 8.0. Okay. Seems reasonable. There's a lot of like rub wear. Off-white to white pages. Yeah, that tracks. So I think that's a decent grade for that. Number 3. Also first print. 9.4. Wow, that's awesome. Yeah, I'll be stoked about that. Another number 2, but this is first print. Yes, first print. 7.0. Off-white pages. Huh. Now this one surprises me. This looks way better than a 7.0. Like way, way better than a 7.0. It is miscut. You can see all that white over there. It is a miscut cover, but that shouldn't count against it. Huh. Strange. I'll definitely have to look that one up. And the last magazine is another TMNT number 1 third print. This is a good looking copy as well. 8.5. The yeah. Well, yeah, with the color breaking on the side. This is probably a reasonable grade for that. So that's all the magazines. So I'll throw these all back in here so they don't topple down. And then we have one little smaller box. Again, I think it's mostly Silver Age. maybe some bronze in there, but should mostly be Silver Age. Which way is this facing? It's facing the wrong way. Okay, oh, this is a good book. Green Lantern number 87, so it's the first John Stewart and second Guy Gardner in cameo. Okay. 5/5. Yeah, it seems low. It's definitely got some issues. A little bit of the top corners torn off. I'm gonna have to get a closer look at that one for sure. Another Green Arrow, number 76. So it's the first time the Green Lantern, Green Arrow come together in the book. Another 5/5. So now this one, this I see. This 5/5 all day. The other one being a 5/5 does not make sense to me, especially comparing these two side by side. But this makes sense. A lot of color breaking spine ticks. Looks like really nasty stress around the staples, the top staple in particular. A lot of staining on, very apparent on the back. So this is a 5/5 I get. The other one, not so much. Spidey 122. So this is Death of Green Goblin. Quote unquote Death of Green Goblin. 7/5. I think that is fair. That's fair. That's fair on this book. Looks really, really good, but you start looking closer, you see little imperfections and whatnot. Spider-Man number 41. So it's the first Rhino. This has some pretty good creasing there. 4/5. I think that's more than fair. 4/5 is probably right on that one. Spidey 129. So this is rough. This is pretty rough. I mean, it's all complete. Everything's there, but it is rough. It's been taped on the back. There's a good tear on the back that's been taped. Obviously didn't come back restored. This is, legacy tape. But it is in pretty rough shape. But it's the first Punisher, so they want to get it graded. And I think they're wanting to resell this. So 3.0. Yeah, I was thinking 2 or 3. So 3 is that's kind of a win there on this book. Again, I'm sure like in the camera it looks pretty great, but like you start looking at spine there, it's in pretty rough shape. This is a fun one. Space Ghost 1. So first appearance of Space Ghost. Is there anything else on there? It's the only issue. Dino Boy story based on the CBS TV series. All right. This is a tough book to get. This is a real tough book to get. 6.5. Yeah, I think they'll take that all day. This is a tough book to get in decent shape, because I mean it was definitely marketed towards a younger audience. So I think that's a good hit there. Fantastic Four number 39, Daredevil and Doctor Doom appearance. 7. Yeah, I can go with that. Avengers 58. Whoa. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. All right. Avengers 58. So, origin of the Vision. Vision joins the Avengers. 8-0. Wow, that's good. That's pretty good. Yeah, all the white on this cleaned up. Real nice. Oh yeah, I forgot we had at least one Golden Age in here. There might be another one in there, but Young Allies, number 11. It's a nice early timely comics war book. We have Human Torch and Bucky there on the cover. 3.5. There's a lot of stuff on the back of this that would not come off. Off-white pages. There's definitely a lot of staining. Still looks better than 3.5 though. Huh. Yeah, that one seems to be. That feels low. That feels low. Amazing Spider-Man number 33. There's 2 of these in here. Because I sent mine in just because I love this cover so much. This is not mine. I could tell. Mine had a lot of Marvel chipping on the side. So I could easily tell between the two. So this one's most likely in much better grade than mine is. 5.5. I mean, that seems a little bit low. Makes me scared for what mine's going to be. But this is my favorite Spider-Man story. So I went ahead and got mine graded. Is it up next? It's probably up next. All right, in order. It's not up next. Conan the Barbarian, number 23. So first Red Sonja. 7.0. Yeah, there's a lot of foxing on the back, and the front has a fair bit of staining as well. It's probably a fair grade on that one. Uh-oh. Wow. Another purple label. Bummer. So Amazing Spider-Man number 51. Second appearance of the Kingpin. Small amount of color touch on cover. Oof. 7.5. I mean, 7.5 is good. I'll have to, again, get out magnification and the black light to see what they're talking about. Bummer. Spider-Man 33. So this is my Spider-Man. So you can see he has the Marvel chipping on the side. 6.0. This actually got better than the other one. I guess everything else was so much better. And I know they're pretty lenient on that Marvel chipping because it's so prevalent. But that actually surprises me because, I mean, it has a good, you can see the page underneath. That's a good chunk taken out of it there. I mean, I'll take it because I do love this book, but that surprises me. It does have white pages though. I think the other one definitely had, I think it had off-white pages. So there's at least one of my books. Oh, this is mine too. Daredevil 16, just because the great cover of Daredevil and Spidey, two of my favorites. I mean, it's not in super amazing condition, but I felt it was good enough to get graded. 6.5, yeah. I was kind of hoping for a 7, but I can see it. Avengers 48. Oh, this is also mine. First Black Knight. Dane Whitman becomes the new Black Knight. 6.5. So obviously there is a cover wrapping problem. You can see a lot was cut off there. You can see a good chunk of it on on the back. That obviously I knew about. I think this was another one I was kind of hoping would get to the 7 mark, because it's a really good looking book. And last one, Amazing Spider-Man number 101. This has, remember, old Lester Olson, someone supposedly who owned this originally wrote their name on the back. It just says Lester Olson and pen on there. But first Morbius, a 6.5. I'm considering Lester Olson is immortalized in this thing. Because other than that, like it's a really sharp looking copy. Really sharp looking copy. Just has that name written on the back in pen. Kind of a bummer. But, I mean, back then, they didn't know. And yeah, that looks to be all of it. So, pretty, I don't know. I think the last box opening was definitely a lot better. The two restorations are obviously a super bummer. There's a couple of them where I think they were undergraded. That Green Lantern, that first Green Lantern, the first John Stewart, I think is way undergraded. I think that Young Allies is undergraded. So I'll have to go look at the notes and see if those notes can change my mind. But from what I see and what I remember, that they feel undergraded a bit. I mean, some minor good hits in there. That Space Ghost, the 6.5 Space Ghost, I think is a really good hit. Fantastic Four, what was it, 39 out of 7. That's pretty good. I think the Punisher coming back as a 3.0 is really good for what's going on with that book. Most of the magazines were fine. The restored one, kind of a bummer. The rest of them, I think mostly make sense. So kind of hit and miss with this lot. The restorations hurt really hard um, for those. Um, that kind of sucks. Something it's you don't know where the book's been, right? You don't know who's had it in their hands, how many collectors it's changed hands, and at a time when someone just, they didn't have major value or whatever, or doing something like that wasn't considered a bad thing. It's just, hey, the comic looks better. I just touch it up with a Sharpie or whatever. But now the current owners paid the price for that, I suppose. So yeah, let me know your thoughts. I'm kind of bummed about the as a whole, kind of bummed about it overall. Some of the grades should have been higher, I think, for sure, and maybe not by a lot, but by 0.51, in some cases maybe 1.5. But yeah, that's too bad. But I'm going to take a magnifier and black light to those restored ones so we can see exactly where it is, because it's not obviously not very apparent. But yep, that's it. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what sort of experiences you've had with getting back restored books, not knowing they were restored, or how CGC's been treating you lately. Let me know in the comments. So like, comment, subscribe, and of course, don't forget to make yours Titan. This video is brought to you by Titan Comic Pressing. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Titan Comic Pressing LLC.